processes. All right. Madam Clerk, are you ready to move on this thing? I am. All right. Sorry for holding you over a little bit. I'd like to call the Historic District Commission regular meeting of Wednesday, September 11th to order. For purposes of the tape, can we call the rolls, please?
Alec Kokoska.
Laura Whitty.
Angie Nagel.
Gary Roberts.
Alex Stakeen.
Jennifer Cook-Riggin.
Mike Brassfield.
Excellent. Quorum being present, we will move on. The next thing would be the adoption of the agenda. Does anybody have any additions or corrections to the agenda as presented? I will note here that a couple of planning commission members are going to speak under public comments, but not really as not their own opinion, just speaking from the planning commission. So I think that's fine. We'll entertain that. Is there any other changes to the agenda as proposed? Hearing none, we'll take all in favor of approving the agenda as presented, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? That carries. Next would be the minutes. The minutes of our last meeting of August 7th is in your packet. I see, let's see, Alex had a motion, a couple of people. Did anybody get a chance to look at this or have any changes or corrections to the minutes from August 7th as presented?
No.
No? Looking left here, Mike, you good?
No, yeah, I'm good.
Okay. Then we could take a motion from somebody, hopefully, who made a motion in the last one to approve the minutes.
I move that we approve the minutes from the regular meeting of Wednesday, August 7th, 2024, as presented.
All right, is there a second?
Second that.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay, we have minutes. Next is public comments. I wanted to mention also that we are fortunate to have sit in on our meeting, at least for a little while, is Haley from the State Historic Preservation Office. And she is sort of the leadership and has been helping us with training tonight. She's going to sit in on some of our meeting too, from the state's perspective, and I think that's really great too. So, Haley, please provide us your input in anything that you want to say. Just jump right in. We're not terribly formal about this whole thing. So, next item would be item 5, which is public comments. Is there anybody here that would like to speak to something that is not on the agenda? Sir.
Historic District Commissioners, thank you for letting me be here tonight. My name is Stuart Wooters. I'm the chairperson of the Planning Commission for the Village of Franklin. We have been tasked by our Village Council to amend the sign ordinance to allow an electric sign in front of the village offices. It would be a carve-out of municipal locations only. Discussion has been going on for almost a year now, probably a little over a year. And I believe Chris Duzin has emailed the Historic Commission back in October of last year with the response from the Historic Commission, telling us how it's not in compliance with what would be considered part of the historic district. And since our village offices are within the historic district, that was our recommendation back to council last year, was to not approve an ordinance in this fashion, modifying the ordinance in this nature. However, as of May of last year, the council requested that we go forward as a plan commission to modify the village ordinance, allowing for, since no electric signs are allowed anywhere in the village at this moment, to allow a carve out for the village offices. The purpose and intent that they have for the sign is to allow and announce different activities going on in the village, whether it be the planning commission meeting time or council meeting postponed till next week or whatever it may be. Since most bulletins are posted on the wall here on the inside of the village, their concern is that the public might not be getting the messages. I know our emails that we get from the village are quite extensive, and so that's part of the reasoning behind adding this carve out to the ordinance. And it is our understanding from past communications with the Historic Commission that that this is not something that you would consider to be part of the historic nature of our village, and we understand that, and planning understands that. The Planning Commission operates under the direction of council. We are allowed to bring items of business to them, make recommendations to council, but ultimately, all of the ordinances which we modify and change, as well as add to the village, are accepted or modified by our elected officials. So, as chairperson of the Planning Commission, I would like to first off say, one of our chief goals in planning is to improve our communication with the various commissions that we have within the village. Main Street and Historic are two of the main commissions that we want to work with. So we don't want to create a bad blood between our different groups. We want to work together. That is one of our main goals, and we've outlined that in several meetings. Instead of asking to have Historic come to our meeting and talk about how we can collaborate, we're here tonight to also share with you our interest in working with you. We're all neighbors, and we have our own opinions of how things go. Sometimes those opinions might not line up with what we want, but at the same time, we don't always get what we want, to put it bluntly. So what we would like is, when we're drafting this ordinance and considering making this change, we would love input other than no. We understand that might be seen as a concession on the Historic Commission's point, but at the same time, we would love to have an idea of what you would look for, or what would you want if it was approved by council. And my understanding is as our elected body, they have the ability to change ordinances, and as well as this one being one of those ordinances. Now, I know that we have an election coming, and things change, and council members change as well, and we don't know necessarily what the future direction of the council would be. But this is the direction I've been given. This is the direction as planning we're working towards, and we want to continue trying to work with you and not create a situation where we no longer talk. So I want to be here tonight to at least show an olive branch, discuss with you thoughts, and then start a discussion and dialogue.
Well, Mr. Chairman, thank you very much for coming, and we appreciate that. It's almost coincidental that we spent the last hour and a half in a training session, and we talked at the end about opportunities and threats. And one of our real opportunities, as you just mentioned, is to improve our relationship with. We're primarily interested in planning ourselves, with the Planning Commission too. So we are in lockstep there. We would like to have a way to work together, and we're happy to talk to you informally or formally or any which way. We accept any invitation that you offer. If we want some representation at your meeting, we will come to it.
Great.
So.
And one of the areas, I think I heard a little bit at the tail end of your discussion, but one of the areas that I heard that you would like input, and that we would gratefully appreciate input, is on our master plan. Because we're in a historic village, it doesn't make sense for us to leave your input off of that discussion.
Right, and we were talking about that as an opportunity as well, is if you look at the group of master plan initiatives you have, I would say half of them are relative to historic character and preservation of character and those kinds of things. So that, in my opinion, is another, bit of ammunition for your argument here, that you're talking about going against your own adopted master plan here in terms of preservation of character. And I don't care how you spin it, there's not a streaming LED sign that's gonna promote the historic character of the village. I'm sorry, but moreover than that, I don't understand, and I am not the best tech guy on the planet, just ask anybody up here. I am not the best tech guy on the planet, but I don't think people communicate by signs anymore. Isn't it by text and by other methods that are much more efficient than a streaming sign?
Well, I mean, I understand that, and that's part of the problem that we have today anyways, because communication happens in so many various ways, then we get inundated with different communication. I will say that I have attended the Groves High School Theater theater activities because of something I saw on the sign while driving by 13 Mile. But that scale of sign is not what we're looking for. So that, just to put it out there, I'm saying that people still do utilize those today, but that's not the characteristics that we're looking for. And I think moving signs to me for distracted drivers is not a good thing. Even 25 miles an hour, people are not going 25 miles an hour down Franklin Road. So we also understand that putting something on the road that would distract drivers, and additionally, is also a concern that planning has. And I think that we'd be consistent in our thoughts on that. And so a scrolling sign is not something that we're looking for as well. It would be a static message that would change periodically. It just, part of the motivation that we've heard is that changing out letters on a sign, which would be historic, potentially, is an additional burden on our staff here. And an updated sign, a sign that can update electrically, would be helpful in that regard. The other concerns that I've heard are brightness. We just passed a lighting ordinance. So we're very cognizant with regards to glare and how that can affect driving and visibility. So on our agenda, so you understand kind of, from our point of view, I'd like to think that we're aligned on quite a few of the items with regards to how we would write this ordinance, except for the fact that it exists.
Well, you're right. You and your members, me and our members, we all serve at the pleasure of we're all appointed, okay? So they can unappoint us as fast as they appoint us, and that's certainly their prerogative. What you're asking for, though, and I'm gonna put this out to our commission here in a second, but what you're asking for puts us in a tough spot, because you're saying, help me spec something that we don't want. It's what you're saying, and
Yes.
I don't know how to do that. I don't know, do I tell you to make, 1/4-inch LED letters or something? I don't know what to tell you to do. We have already told our liaison to the council, we thought this was a bad idea. It goes against the master plan, and all the reasons you've already articulated, this is not a good idea. I don't know, do you have any opinion about streaming LED signs in a historic district?
I haven't worked with that a ton, so I don't have anything.
Okay, that's fine. So let me just ask, why don't you guys comment on this?
Can I just mention one thing?
Mr. Halleck, of
So-
course. Could you
He's
state your
my
name
vice
for
chair,
the,
so-
state your name for the tape, please?
Sure, Pete Halleck, 13 Mile Road. So the one question might be, is there a place where it could go? Is there a place that's more sheltered, but still has that ability to share information that could be beneficial, people be able to learn about? I mean, I always struggle with this, the group Keep Franklin. Franklin was a group that was around here for several years. And, I always said, well, does that mean we should put the payphone back in front of the store that isn't there anymore? Obviously there are things that can be done in a subtle way, but that would be the question maybe. Is there a spot that it could be, that's perhaps more concealed? One possibility.
Right, just in fairness to this committee, there is no agenda item, and we have not considered
I
this
appreciate
until this very moment in any official capacity.
true. So I
Go
just,
ahead.
I just so happen to be working on putting signs outside manufacturing facilities right now and putting video boards for truck drivers. And there are potentially a lot of different ways you can encase something with almost a TV type thing within it that they could put in wood, and you could put within something and display it and put it small. They are very expensive. Like, this is not cheap. Like, we got quoted one that was $50,000 for a simple 45-inch TV.
Yeah.
So, at a stand with all the wiring, you gotta do Ethernet, you gotta put everything across. So, and it could be less depending on how you do it. But there are ways where they're now encasing things within, for like bus stands and things like, that's kind of what it is. It's one of those digital bus station or transit boards that sit there. So is there a historic looking transit board from the 1800s? I don't think there is, but is there any
Not
way?
that's LED, that streams.
No, you can't stream anything.
Well,
like that, but you
streaming
can-
is not what we want.
Right.
It would be an updated message that stays fixed. Because,
How frequently would it be updated?
Dana, how often would you need to update it? Because it's,
And
And what would be going on there?
Meetings.
So we have a website, don't we?
Sure.
We have the ability to email people,
Yeah.
and that requires engagement by the community. Is that right?
Not really, because one time.
Well, they would have to tell you, we want an email.
Right.
So
Once they
send
have
it to
to-
me.
All you have to send it once, and then they're on the list.
Okay.
And then they get the e-blast, they get the newsletter, they get, and anyone can go to our website, anyone can go to our Facebook page.
Do you send out meeting notifications and emails
Mm-hmm.
on a weekly basis?
When we have meetings, yes.
Okay. So, from my perspective, I think I would want to understand the problem a little bit more in terms of who isn't getting updated about meetings or events or whatever the village is gonna put on the sign. I haven't heard of a pressing need by a large portion of the community to know about these things that they otherwise wouldn't know about. So I'd like to know more about the origination of this idea.
So the idea came from council, and then
So I
from,
guess we'd have to talk to council and see why there's a pressing need to put an LED sign into the middle of the
if your,
village.
if your email's like mine, members of the community do not email planning commission probably more frequently than do historic. We don't get a lot of emails, so it would be from emails that were given to council members and trustees that were,
Sure.
that originated and then brought this forward to
Seems
us.
we're creating a solution to a problem that doesn't exist.
That's my,
Exactly.
that's
And
sort of my
it doesn't make
point.
any sense.
And I'd like to know more about the need, and I agree that the community should be engaged and the community should know what's going on in their own village, but I think people who really want to know more probably reach out anyway, and that's part of the reasoning I think that we came up with in terms of, you know, this, we just don't see a need for it.
Yep.
When there's so many other forms of communication, and it may be convenient to drive by, and to Pete's point, you know, maybe there's a less, out there location for it, but that sort of defeats the purpose too of putting the
Right.
village business out there for someone who's driving by, like, oh, there's a village council meeting, you know, gotta go, you know, let's go. You know, I don't know if that'd really happen, but,
There was nowhere to go to look. So, you know,
Does it-
the posting on the back of the library door, right? It's like how many folks even know it's there, let alone ever come to read it. So if they were to know.
Is there a concern with the turnout at the meetings? Is that?
Part of the concern is that, or people realize that, oh, that was last night, wasn't it?
Okay. What about a private Facebook group too? I mean,
Not a lot of, well, I don't have Facebook.
okay.
well, the
But a
village
lot-
has a Facebook page.
Do they? Okay.
Yeah, they've got social media presence.
And there's a lot of next door posts.
Next door
that they
posts,
put out
right.
there all the time. A lot of next door posts. of
Yes,
whether
and
they're
that's
true or
a,
not.
that's a good forum as well, we found to be useful, so. yeah.
So, my point is, I don't understand the need for it.
But that was our feedback to our representative last time,
Right.
that we don't understand the need for
We
this.
telegraphed this back through Pam Hanson.
Love to get some more information
Yeah,
on what they.
but let me just go down, Andy, are you set for,
Yeah, I'm all set.
okay. Al,
I'm kind of in agreement with what's been said.
okay. Jennifer?
Yeah.
Michael?
There is absolutely no need for it. It's a antiquated form of communication that's been superseded by other forms of communication, and people that are interested in it will seek it out. I think most people are educated enough to know that there is a web page not just in Franklin, but most municipalities, and people that are interested in participating will go to that web page. You're not going to create any more interest by having a sign out front. It just isn't very effective.
So that, the character things, I don't really mean to blow you off. I just don't know how to help you specify something we don't want.
Yeah, I understand. Well, and I didn't want to just take hearsay to, in our planning commission meeting. I wanted to come and talk to you first.
And you got feedback from each
Every-
member, okay, tonight. And so, I don't know how else to tell you. And again, if you want us to come to the planning commission to talk about it, some of us will be there. We can-
I would love it to have more
Okay.
people in planning commission meetings. Your audience tonight looks bigger than ours sometimes.
It's rare.
yeah, we-
So,
But could we recommend that the new sign complies with the 10 standards of the Secretary of Interior? Because since they're in the historic district, that we have to go
I
with?
wouldn't even go down that road.
Well,
Well,
you-
not-
you don't want to encase it inside of a false narrative of some old timey thing either, because that doesn't
Correct.
make
It's
sense.
false. It could be have trucks all around it.
no.
Great.
Well,
All right.
thank you for your time. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, for coming, and keep in touch with us, and we don't mean to
No.
not help you. We
And
want
are
to
you the
help.
messenger?
I'm sorry.
You're the messenger.
Yes.
I am also worried, I understand the idea of, well, we only want one, and it's here at the municipal offices. But, there's a lot of brilliant lawyers in this town, they're gonna say that's a precedent. And now I want one at the gas station for
Right.
gas prices, and I want one at
The
the
library.
library for the Book of the Month Club. You can see where this goes.
Right. And to your argument, right, it can create that situation. But anyway, we'll have more discussions on this. I appreciate your time.
Okay.
Thank you for letting me talk about it during public comment.
Thank you for coming. Next item, we're gonna go on to 6A, which is the replacement of windows, siding, and pavers at 26091. Mr. Halleck, I'm sorry.
Oh, that's okay. So, public comment. I thought since I'm here, I do look like a farmer, because I just came from the Pickering barn. We've got another week left in our campaign. Many people have been very generous. We appreciate all that. So we are hopeful that we may extend the campaign, and we may yet get some large contributions that'll allow us to meet our dollar amount. We have some press. We're gonna be on CBS tomorrow morning. We're gonna get an Eagle story. Sadly, the Eagle story may come out after our campaign is over. We're trying to extend our campaign. If not, we're just gonna keep going. A private benefactor is helping right now, that we're gonna start the dismantling process. And we've talked to the developer, we're working out a timeline to get it down. We have timber framers lined up. So, in keeping with this idea of communication and spreading the word, our trustees need to hear that this can be a positive, good thing. Our big locations are 2 in the village on village property and 1 private-public partnership. And then a 3rd being in Bloomfield Township. They're looking at the Bowers Farm location, which could happen. Obviously, I would be saddened a little bit that it would have to move so far from home and that it couldn't be such a great thing to contribute to our village. The 2 village property locations would be near this Krieger complex here. Event barn, capacity, weddings. Right now, our facilities are small. I know Susan's gonna be working on a program to bring some life into our Krieger buildings. The church is working on opening up its commercial kitchen. It could be a great part of that. It could really bring life into the village green here. The private public it has interest, it has legs, but it takes time to develop. I'm working hard to pan that out. So, spread the word, please, and consider it, and share your thoughts and opinions, and
Okay, thank you, Mr. Halleck. As you know, we've endorsed this project as a group multiple times, and we're with you here, at
Yeah.
least in spirit. I think it's tough to jam it up the hill here. That's gonna be a tough place.
well, I've started sketching.
Yeah.
There's some cool ways to do it.
But just
I
know that
hear you.
we are into preservation. If we can help, we will.
Yeah, well, it's very much appreciated, and have appreciated your efforts and your letter and all your support. But really, it's getting it to the right ears, getting it to the trustees, getting it to our planning commission even. Let them know, we want this, this is a great thing, it can be a great thing. When you can blend historic preservation with revitalization and life, it's like, that's what Franklin's all about. It seems like it's a big part of it anyway. So thank
Okay,
you.
thank you. All right, is there any other public members that, something that's not on the agenda?
No, I'm the next.
You're the next guy.
the next guy.
You're anxious to get, okay.
I'm hot flash.
Finally, we are at 6A, the replacement of the windows, siding, and brick pavers for 26091 German Mill. Sir, could you start with your name for the tape, please?
Jeffrey Dale, 26091 German Mill.
Okay, great. Can you talk, we did get your package, and we see that you've got can you clarify that the windows proposed are you're gonna take the wood gel one option?
Correct. And they're wood windows. They're pretty much exactly what's in there now, a basic wood window, and
Okay,
we're just gonna go with a For the siding, it's gonna be an Arctic white, and I'm hoping to be able to get the pre-painted hardy plank going on the horizontal. And pretty much that's it.
So that was my question. So right now you have a board
We
and
have-
batten,
we
and
have
you
some
have
that's
these
board and
shingles. You're gonna do the whole thing in a horizontal lap siding.
Yes.
Is that correct?
Yes, that's. the
Okay, that's good with me. Anybody have any opinion about the siding?
So it's gonna be two different styles, it's gonna be
One
staggered.
style.
One style? Okay, I thought I saw.
But then there's something about the gable end.
Staggered, yeah, staggered cement shingle.
You're using a more of a shake look on the gable end, is that right? Is that what this tells us?
Peaks on the
That's what
house
it
are gonna have a
says.
staggered.
No, that's, that was probably just part of the, no, it's, I'm not quite sure what you're looking at, but let me make sure.
Page 3 of siding.
Page 3.
On your email,
We plan on having staggered fiber cement shingles on peaks of the house.
second page.
No, that was a mistake to put that in there. My main thing was to put the first picture, not the second picture. I don't know what I was thinking, because that is absolutely not what we're doing. I don't know, I must have been late when I put this together.
Okay, because as far as I'm concerned, less is more. If this is all horizontal lap siding
Just keep it simple and,
everywhere. Got it.
Okay.
Does
Okay.
reference trucks on the back landing.
Yeah, we'll come to that. So you're gonna put in new shingles as well? Asphalt shingles, or your roof is good, or what?
the roof was replaced not that many years ago, I would say within the last,
The window sidings, and where are the brick pavers gonna go?
right now, the brick pavers are old and beat up, and we're thinking to go with exposed aggregate. And at that point, we don't have a plan yet, because I figured I'd get through this first, maybe demo those broken out brick pavers. Because I figure with the work that's being done, I wanted to do the exposed aggregate last.
We're very much advocates of exposed aggregate pavers too, so it really looks very natural, and I think you'll be fine with that. Where is this Trex deck that you're talking about?
Oh, the decking, and I apologize, I'm losing my mind, but on the back door, the way it is set up right now, it's one door with two side lights. And as you exit that door, you immediately hit steps. And I know, as of today, that probably would not be code, because I think you have to have a landing to step onto before you can get to steps from a safety standpoint. So our game plan was to build a,
7 3/4 inches is your first step out before you hit a landing or something to step on. You
So he
go
can have
down
one step down. If you-
Yes,
you can
provided
have-
the door swings in,
so it is okay to have steps?
one step down.
Oh, one step, yeah. So this is, I think, at least 3 or 4. I don't know what's in there now, but.
I think it was 3 if I'm not mistaken, but
So at that point, what I was gonna try and work with the contractor to figure out the elevation of the exposed aggregate, so maybe there's not as many steps going up to that, and also to minimize how many steps are going to the back door that leads to the basement. Because right now, it's, I think, also two steps and maybe 3 steps on the other.
And would there be any hardship in making that out of like a womanized material, wood material?
I don't have any problem with that. Are you against Trex or?
Well, just as a general rule, we're against plastic in the
Okay.
district, okay? There's no aluminum, there's no plastic. That's why we're asking you for the nice wood windows, all that. And if it's all the same to you, whether it lasts 50 years or 90 years, if womanized works, it's a real wood product, it's more in character. That's-
Not a problem. Not a
Okay,
problem
great.
at all.
Well, we just thought we'd ask, so that's good.
So,
Perfect. All right, then. Is there any other questions that the board has? I know we've seen this poor gentleman several times now.
All right?
is it too soon to talk about maybe getting a happy birthday on the electronic sign?
Way early for that.
Yes,
Yeah.
Just check.
We like
I want to be the first.
You might want to try West.
I just have a personal question. Is it gonna remain a rental?
I'm trying to convince my in-laws to move in there.
Okay,
So we'll see how it plays out.
okay.
they're
You
coming
wanna
from
find
a
across
big
the
house
street.
and I'm trying to, no, it's,
These are all your neighbors.
Yeah.
no, it's, trust me, what, if it does remain a rental, I promise you, the due diligence will be there because I have rentals and
Yeah.
the hard work goes in the screening at the beginning, so.
All right. So then, Alec or somebody, do we want to take a run at a motion for 26091 German Mill?
So I move that we approve the application for 26091 German Mills submitted on May 14th, 2024, with the change of, on the back door landing of trucks to womanized wood product, and the removal of the staggered fiber cement shingle piece on the submitted document from August 13th, in keeping with the Secretary of Interior Standard number 9.
6 and 9.
Ah,
There you go.
I love
and nine.
6. 6 and 9's even better.
6 and 9.
Perfect.
Yeah, let's just clarify too, or if you don't mind, that the siding is pre-painted Arctic white.
Siding is pre-painted Arctic white.
And if for some reason I can't get a hold of the pre-painted, we'll get the regular and we'll do it in an
Okay,
Arctic
hardy,
white.
but the hardy plank siding in wood grain.
Yep.
Yeah, horizontal lap, all the way.
We can just reference back to the August 13th email.
Yep, sounds good to me.
Okay.
That is a wonderful motion. Is there a second?
I second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? You're good to go, sir. Good luck with the
Thank you all,
project.
and I apologize
you.
again for my delay and my mishap.
Sorry to drag you along tonight. We just had a few more things to consider. So.
Thank you again.
So that's good. Thank you again for coming. Good luck. Next would be B, which would be the signage and replacement of the deteriorating ramp, now missing, for 32750 and 32760 Franklin Road. For purposes of the tape, can you put your name and stuff on the record for us?
Yep.
Tell us a little bit about what we're doing now.
Yep, I'm Mike Yeager from Skillform Architects, and I'm here coming back.
I'm Robert Dempster from Dempster Designs, a sign company.
Okay. So let's take the architectural items first. Basically, we're talking about the ramp, right?
Correct,
Which, as you know, should not have been removed.
correct.
Okay.
Yeah, it was, we were very disturbed by that. So the information was given to them to not do that, so we're
Right.
correct, yep.
So, but our official position is that you're rebuilding what was,
Exactly the way it was
because
before.
it was so badly deteriorated that you had to do that, right?
Correct, yes.
Okay, that's good.
And so we've submitted we went through the process with the owner to select a material, and the Trex decking I see right there, is the one that was selected to be replaced.
Well, can I ask you the same thing I just asked the last gentleman?
Yeah.
Is there any reason, that was a wood ramp, back in the day that was a wood ramp. Is there any reason why that could not be made out of womanized material, heavy womanized material?
It could be, and probably, I mean, absolutely, it could be. I mean, anybody could build a wood ramp. The problem with what was there is it was slippery. And that has an actual textured surface to it to help with, when it rains, to help get a grip as you're going up the ramp into the building. And that's much more durable and will not deteriorate over time.
Right, no, I know.
Yeah.
And we have always taken the position that as long as it's a wood-appearing material,
Yeah.
we're probably okay with it. But I wanted to ask the question because we would prefer the regular wood, the way that it always was.
Yeah, no, I understand. Yeah,
But
no.
I would defer to this group on that, if we want to talk about it. Michael, what is your feeling about this?
You're asking the wrong guy.
No, I'm not. I mean, I'm okay with that too, if the consensus of us, if we think visually that's gonna be the same. What are they gonna be, like?
I think
8-inch
visually
wide, are they
it'll
gonna be
be
wide
fine.
planks or what?
They'll be that size right there. I think that might be 5.5, whatever that
Yeah.
piece is
Yeah.
right there.
Okay.
The only other thing that I don't like about the wood is that somebody would put some sticky material, the black, tape on there, and that looks horrible and can, still be slick.
I'm just afraid that this isn't gonna be any less slick.
Well, it's got a texture to it,
Yeah.
so,
I can tell you people
which
do
helps.
this.
especially in the rain.
I've slipped down there.
Jennifer?
Oh, I'm torn.
You have a strong feeling about this?
We just went through this whole
I know, we
thing.
just went through the whole thing too.
Appearance-wise, fine. I kind of question the slippery when wet bit, though. Trex is not known for that, but
I mean, it's like kind of what we did with the stairs. I mean,
exactly.
I don't mind it.
Alec, what do you think?
I feel like since it's a commercial property, that,
Right.
you know, the wear and tear is gonna be heavier than if
Right,
it were a
than
residence.
residence.
And so that's
Yeah.
why I would be okay.
See, appearance-wise, I think it's fine.
But does it attach to the building? This is where the other thing is, like the ramp will be like built into the building?
It will look just like the ramp that was there before.
I mean,
It's straight up to the wall.
Just straight up to the wall.
Right up to the wall, yep, and it will be, unfortunately, when the previous ramp was built, it wasn't flashed, so water just got in.
Yeah, I saw it.
It was bad. So, but this will, you know, the appearance will be the same, and we'll have boards on the side of it that will be wood. It's just the ramp itself will be that
So
material.
the stringer, the
Correct.
side will be
Correct.
real wood,
Correct.
as will the handrails?
The handrails are the wrought iron black handrails.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah. That's
Oh,
just-
right, okay.
Yeah.
That's exactly like.
Used to be
the
wood.
stair
It used to be wood, and that's part of the problem is when they just fell over. It wasn't, the whole ramp wasn't, it didn't go down into a footing.
Yeah.
So it heaved and moved, and it was a
Oh, yeah.
mess.
I walked
So,
up it.
Yeah,
No, I
yeah,
recall.
yeah.
Angie?
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure you guys have gone back and forth with what to do. I think aesthetically, it looks nice. Safety-wise, if this is what works best, then, I mean, you're the expert.
Yeah.
So,
It's much more durable.
Laura?
I mean, from that standpoint, I agree, but my concern about it is that it's a big space, and it's on Franklin Road, it's very visible, it's high visibility area. I think it also sets a precedent, even though this is a commercial property. I think once we approve something like this, trucks, it's a slippery slope, no pun intended.
Well, there are coatings you can put on natural wood, too, but
I don't know.
then it doesn't
I don't
look
know-
like wood
That's
anymore.
not my expertise, I don't know what's available, what kind of coating you can put on,
yeah, there-
on wood to make it less slippery. I don't know, it's in an area of sunlight, I don't know how slippery it'll get, I know my back cedar deck gets, moss on it
Yeah.
because of shade. I don't know what rain does to Trex versus what rain does to wood, so I think both would probably have issues, but that's my
So,
thought. Those are my thoughts.
Do you have a strong feeling one way or the other?
Yeah, I kinda do.
You like it as wood?
I like it as well, that's my opinion.
Okay. Alec?
I think I'm more with Alex a little bit with the commercial side, but I've also ice skated down that ramp before, so I understand how slippery the old one got, but I've also skidded off truck decking, so I think the argument of slippery and textured is kind of moot in my mind.
I think it is probably more durable,
Yeah.
Yeah.
but I don't think it's gonna be less slick.
No, not at all. You can put ice on anything and slip down it.
Yeah, let me, rephrase. If there's ice on it, any surface with ice
Of course.
you'll slide down.
Well,
But
we
I
were
would
just
say,
talking about being wet,
just rain.
and it is in an angle,
And it is at an angle, yes, correct.
and, I don't think that'll be any less slippery than wood, quite
Mr.
frankly.
Denon?
What just came to my mind was de-icers and how does that respond to that versus wood? Because they're gonna want to put de-icers on that walkway because it is sloped.
Sure.
So I just wonder what the
Oh, you
impact
get,
is against.
Trex is not indestructible. You have to
That's
be
what
a
I'm
little,
thinking.
you have to be a little careful of it. You
Well,
could,
de-icer, salt, or whatever.
you can
use.
screw that
Eat
up
away
pretty
at
good,
this
too.
and, 5 years from now, it's less than what it looks like tonight. I don't know. I don't have that answer. It's just a question that came to my mind.
See, when we're talking about a little, somebody's back door in the, this is one thing.
No.
This is a very highly visible piece of downtown when you pull it. I mean, this thing is like right in your face. That's my concern, is visually, this thing is really gonna jump out at you. So I guess the consensus that I'm hearing is, we would prefer wood. If you made a strong safety argument, we could perhaps look the other way, but I guess I'm gonna ask you to go back and just see if your people would agree to do a womanized ramp and put some kind of a sand coating, clear sand coating, something to keep it from being slippery. That would be the best for us.
Yeah, my only concern is coming back with what that coating is. And is it an epoxy coating? Is it sticky back material?
No, I don't like the,
Yeah, and, I mean, at that point, we'll be, coming back with, what, I wouldn't paint it, that's for sure, because it will definitely get even more slipperier. But, I mean, now we're looking at an epoxy with, like what they do with the garages, you put a texture on it, so you get that grip. And then I know that will, and then it defeats the whole purpose of complete opposite.
There was an approval a number of years ago at the Farmhouse Coffee Building where E-Pay was used. And
I'm sorry, you did
the
what?
E-Pay, isn't it E-Pay?
E-Pay.
That would be
It's
crazy.
it's very expensive, it's a hard, very dense wood, and that,
Cost is not our issue.
no, I
But-
totally understand that, but,
But that did stand up to, it's been there for a number of
Yeah, it
years,
looks
and I think
nice.
it looks as good as it does when it was put down. But that's just a thought process.
and for the price of that, you could probably put in a womanized one every 5 years and still not,
Quality of it.
yeah, call it even. So,
End of time.
I guess what we're saying is we really, I was disappointed the ramp just disappeared. I thought you were gonna piecemeal fix it up. So if you could put it back as wood, that would make our life a lot safer, in terms of where you are with your variances and
And
stuff.
being more in tune with before it disappeared beyond our,
Yeah, it was wood and, right. You following what we're saying here?
I totally understand.
Okay, well, thank you for that, then.
Yeah.
If we'll just pursue it in a wood product, and if you get into, problems with coating or something that just isn't gonna make it for you, come on back and talk to us.
Okay,
You have several weeks before you're opening up. When are you gonna open up, anyway?
I can't answer that.
All right.
All right.
Okay, that's fine, thank you for that.
Yep.
Let's talk about signage if we could.
one moment on the sign is I've never received a sign.
I was gonna say, what is the, what are we
I don't know
looking
what
at?
you're discussing, but understand it has not been reviewed for zoning compliance.
Okay, and we haven't
That's all.
seen, there was nothing submitted on a sign, right?
It's the long packet,
It's the,
long packet you have on your, in front of you.
yeah.
It has the decking and sign.
They're pretty.
And I'm not sure when that showed up.
What, is
Yeah,
that,
I
is this
think-
brand new, or?
It was together with the,
Today.
it came together
The
with
Trex is in the
the,
back, the signage is in the front.
yeah, correct.
Okay, well, typically we get those on.
So this is what was sitting at-
Separate application.
Well, yeah, and again, in fairness to us.
Sure.
We like to have a chance to adjust these things ahead.
And that's okay. I just want you to know I haven't done a zoning compliance review of it yet, so.
Well,
that's all.
then, let me ask a question on this. And I appreciate you sitting here. Would it be okay if we got a review from our building department and we took this up next month? So we have a chance to consider it? Go ahead.
These look beautiful to me.
Yeah, I
And
think these are beautiful.
The designs are beautiful, and can't we just
Approve.
We
the-
could,
approve
we
this
could
and then-
approve this
then
proposal
he can do
subject to
this.
your review.
That's
Right.
fine.
Let's do
That,
that.
that works.
Yeah.
I just want you to know I haven't done that yet, okay? I don't, yeah.
So this is, remember, so let's be careful here, though. We're gonna move fast. This is a 3-foot diameter circle. That's a big one.
It's,
Yeah.
no, I don't think it's that big.
Well, that's what it says here.
Yeah, 3 foot, yeah, but it's,
Good.
um,
Glad you know.
I think it's appropriate. What we're doing here tonight, I was,
It's
by
hanging?
one of the designers to come here and sit in on, and help Mike here on this thing. We're seeking approval of the look and the overall look. We haven't applied for a sign permit
Yeah,
yet.
I love
But this is so sophisticated. My background is, have you seen the Bloomfield Hill signs? The black and gold?
Yes.
Those are mine. It's like quality.
Yeah,
And I was brought in on this, and this is such an impressive, I love Franklin.
beautiful.
I know a lot of people who live here, and I miss this place, and now it's great that this gentleman has stepped up, and this looks fantastic. I'm a sign snob myself, so to be part of this, the way we're gonna put it together is awesome. It's custom iron gate. This will be printed, just so you know this, so we'll educate you. This is printed metal, and it'll be printed, it's not black, it's a midnight blue.
Yeah.
Very sophisticated. We're gonna print on it and then also laminate it. That's a custom retainer, the can around it. This will be installed with the French hook, very, historic. It's a quality way to put this sign up and that sign. That the lighting will be not from it'll be lighting from below, this one, and this one from above. This is a great look, and it's
I think
not
the look
too
is
much.
great, yeah, it's great,
Fantastic.
but you gotta help me out here. I'm looking at this thing says 3-foot diameter. If I look at the scale of this, let's say that's a 3-foot wide door, this thing is maybe 18 inches to scale on your picture here. So tell me how big is it? I'm not gonna approve something we don't even know what size it is.
Well, okay, let me take a look at this.
No way, this is 3x2.
By the way, it's not my design. I am a designer, but where's the?
Well, I think
Yeah, right here.
its appearance is
Oh,
neat.
here it is.
Round 3 foot, so.
So that, I just want to clarify something. This door is actually wider than 3 feet. So that may be a little deceiving. In reality, that's a 42-inch door because they have to get the equipment in that door.
Okay.
So, but this is drawn to scale, so everyone understands.
What about the circle
says
one?
not
That
to
looks
scale.
really small to me.
The hell am I supposed, what are we supposed to do? It says not to scale.
This is at, the one on the left here is it's at an angle, with the restaurant.
Yeah.
It would have to be straight on to see it as it's full
Right.
circle.
But your drawing itself says not to scale, and this gentleman's saying it's not 3 feet in diameter, so what is it?
No, I did say it is 3 foot. I didn't know when he went like this.
You did.
I mean, where's our tape?
This is, let me just clarify. This is proportionally correct. It's not the scale, it's just not at a quarter scale. Like the drawing itself is not a quarter scale or a half inch or anything. But proportionally, the sign is drawn correctly in the image.
That's a beautiful look.
No,
That's
no,
really-
we're not debating it with you, but it's hard for us to approve something we don't have a dimensioned.
Well, you know
Sir.
what we can do?
What
We
can-
can actually print it and show you the circle, if that's what you'd like. We're seeking approval in overall, do you like it? We're gonna apply for the,
A sign permit,
yes.
and you're gonna,
So-
okay.
So what
So-
we're doing is, in theory, do you approve it, you like the direction we're going?
That one bracket. Are these two different brackets? Because you have this bracket here, and then if I look at the drawing, it has a completely different bracket.
Conceptual.
So
It's
we're
conceptual versus
giving
actual.
you agreement on the sign and the bracket, right?
This is the one that we're gonna manufacture. This is all custom made.
Okay. I think what you're hearing up here is, we really like it, okay?
Okay.
But, and you can go forward tonight and say, they really like it, but it needs to be reviewed by Mr. Denon for size and sign ordinance, and we usually have something a little more specific dimensionally to approve, that's all I'm saying. If it, does that give you what you need for tonight? We like it.
Well, I guess what I'm trying to say is, I could put a dimension on this here that says 3 feet, and I could put a dimension here that says 3 feet wide, 2 feet tall.
Well,
Is
you-
that,
you
or
have
do you
to
guys
do-
want something
You
to
have to do
scale?
that with your permit when you give it to Bill. We
Yeah.
could conceptually approve it based on Bill's review.
Yeah, we can do that.
Right, because I think in the application, all we're doing is seeking approval, do you like?
Well,
it?
that'll
We're
move you
gonna go
along, but
forward.
then you're gonna have to get to the details with Bill.
Correct.
Because it has to
Yeah,
meet
right.
the
Right.
ordinance. Other than that, we like it. As long as it complies with our ordinance.
I like it. I'm just saying graphically, we've got to be a little suspicious of this picture that tends to make it look small.
Yeah.
Okay, particularly the angle of it. So,
But what comes in question is that you're the code officer, you're the.
yes,
He's the building
Okay,
official.
You're the building official. You will let us know what square footage is allowed.
Well, it's in the ordinance, you can read it too, but,
Right, but
I
you know
do the
what I'm saying?
compliance, but I'm suggesting,
think
what I think I hear
maybe
from
you should
Jerry
read
is, move forward, get the details, They need to get next month, and you'll have it all, and by the next meeting, you'll have scale.
That's the
and you'll
clean
have
way to
all
do
there.
it. That's how we usually get it. It's, so, his
It goes to
approval-
him first.
It goes to him first.
Yes.
He approves it, then he puts it on the agenda, and we have it,
Okay,
you
yeah,
know,
we can do that. So
As
we'll
long
send
as
it to
it's in
you.
compliance, you can
Yep,
almost bet.
But you can tell that everybody up here likes your signs. They're great.
well, that's good. I just want to circle back on one thing. So I'll go back to the Ronin group and express your concerns about the ramp. If they say, you know what, we'll just do a treated lumber wood ramp, do I need to come back here?
No,
Okay,
no, because you have the right to maintain,
yeah.
change like material with like material.
But if they want to put some kind of finish on the ramp, then I need to come back here.
Not really.
No.
No, we're not that fussy. If you're gonna do something kind of a goofy coating or something, you can't tell it's wood. But if it's you can still see the wood through it, that's all
Okay,
we're at.
all right, yeah, that's clear.
Okay, that's
That's
fine.
clear.
Okay,
Okay,
right?
Perfect.
Yeah.
great,
Very good. Thank you.
thank you.
gentlemen.
Yeah.
Hey, Gary, do we need to do anything with this? Just ignore it, move on? See?
Okay, the next is the roof replacement at 26088 German Mill. Hi. Hey, can you let this nice lady up here, please? Hi. Sorry to keep you waiting. Could you state
okay.
your name and stuff for the record and what your plan is here?
My name's Christine Perry. Live at 26088 German Mill Road. And it's time for me to replace my roof.
Yay.
Yay! I get to replace the
love spending
whole
money on
roof, even my new roof, because it was damaged with some tree branches. So my garage, the main old part of the house, plus the addition, will all get a new roof and all be consistent now.
And did
A
I
lot
read
less
here that you have a
exciting than
cedar
this.
shake roof? Is that right?
No,
No.
just a shingle.
No.
What?
You have shake on
I
part
have,
of it now.
no, I do not. No, it probably looks like shake because it's so dang old. But no, it's all shingle. I have no idea
Where
when
did I read
the,
that?
That's not the way I understood it, but,
Okay,
okay,
maybe
either
that's-
way.
no, I do not have shingle shake. Or shake, whatever you call it, just shingles,
Just asphalt shingle, regular,
regular old shingles.
okay.
Yep,
And they're black, like this is gonna be.
yes, yes.
And is that the sample? Could we?
This is what she.
Yeah, this is what,
So it's like for like.
yes. Well, it's my old roof. I have no idea what color that was when it was put on. I don't know. It could have looked like that, but my addition roof is black like that.
It's going to.
So I'm replacing it for all black.
Okay. And you're gonna use this dimensional look shingle? Do we
That's
know-
exactly the shingle that my roofer, who is applying for a permit this week, he said, and that's Mills Siding and Roofing.
I was just wondering for the record, do we know who makes this?
No, but it will be in the permit, I guess, that when he makes the
I
request.
still have a permit app for it. She brought she came in and asked him the question, the meeting
Okay.
is so close, I wanted to,
Thank you.
Okay, that's fine.
if it's like for like, we'll be all right.
Right. Does anybody have any objection to this dimensional signal if we
Not
just
at all.
approve it as submitted?
It looks great.
Okay, can we get a motion to approve this as submitted? Unless you have, I'm sorry, do you have any?
No, I was gonna do a motion.
Please do it.
I'll move that we approve the historic application for 26088 German Mill Road with the shingles as submitted, in keeping, there's not a date on here, in keeping with the Secretary of Interior standards for 6 and 9.
Outstanding. Is there a second to that?
Second.
All in favor, say aye. Aye. You are good to go. Thanks for coming in.
Poor Christine.
Yeah, poor
She
Christine.
just sit through the whole thing.
Sorry, thanks, Bill. That's fine.
I know, look, we are still under an hour.
Okay, all right, hold on. Yes, sir.
Oh, we did.
Do-
Just a comment, there was another roof that I verified was asphalt shingle black that's gonna be replaced under permit.
The same,
Like for like, you and I discussed, we've all
okay,
discussed,
right.
with no need to.
And did I not read somewhere that there was a wood shake involved with this?
That's what I understood.
Okay, all right.
Could be.
All right, never mind.
On the-
You're good. No, you're good. Don't worry about that.
Looks like I
You're all set. You're good.
You know, while you
Yeah, run.
Run fast, run like the wind.
So, anyway, Bill, is there anything else you want to
No,
bring up here?
Yeah.
Haley, anything else that you think we could be doing better or differently?
I noticed they painted the barn.
They did.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
They did.
not pink,
they did.
Huh?
not pink.
Is it a
It's
paint
not
or
paint.
is, it's a stain, isn't it?
Just-
No, it's paint.
Okay.
Is it
Either
paint?
way,
What'd you say?
Is it pink?
Paint. No,
Oh,
what?
yeah.
It's like a cream, it's off.
Well,
Remember, we had the whole
Yeah.
discussion about pink?
I agree.
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
pink,
But
that
that
was
was-
not.
Like,
Oh,
it's
it's
not
not
pink.
pink.
Yeah.
Not
Yeah.
pink.
They came back
So we're
with,
good.
they came back with the
Yeah.
request for that.
All right, then, I think we've done enough damage for tonight, so thank you again for spending the time for the session. We had some really good discussions, and we'll keep going. And I think we should try to get closer to the planning commission, and, you know, you can see that he doesn't want to do what he's doing. And so,
He's still here.
I know. No, I know, I saw him. And so we want to, you know, we want to help him succeed as best as we possibly can.
100%.
All right, so with that, we are adjourned. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're just the messenger.